girls gone sports. Hey, girls gone sports. Show me you reppin' your team with Santina and Jeanine. Hey, girls gone sports. Hey, girls gone sports. We steady getting it hype. Hey, I know that you gonna like. You know it's poppin'. If it's a game, you know that we watchin'. We gonna talk football or basketball. All sports, come get involved. Hey, girls gone sports. Woo!
Welcome back to episode 52 of Girls Gone Sports Podcast. Girls Gone Sports. Oh, how to make it to 5 and 2. Hey, Santina.
Hey, Jeanine.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling beachy, floral, summer vibes, tropical. That's the word. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Sun's out, guns out. You know, like this. It's getting warmer, and so are we. It's just a nice time. And also, maybe speaking of getting warmer, you know, don't be afraid to put your feet in the water. If this is your first time joining us here on Girls Gone Sports, make sure you are following us along on Facebook and you are staying connected to us on Instagram. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you are liking this video, you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and you are hitting our notification bell so you never, ever, ever miss an episode of Girls Gone Sports. Because, Santina, why would you want to?
There's no reason.
There literally is no reason. Literally, just do it.
Just dive in.
Just dive in. It's summer. Splash into the water. And if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you stream your podcast, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, Santina.
Yes.
We got, every week there's drama, but this week is like drama on top of drama. And I'm ready for it because I love a little bit of something. So we just get right into it.
Yes. Now, getting into the NBA, we're coming down to the final couple of teams. So as of today, Thursday, May 15th, the teams heading to the conference finals are the Timberwolves, who led 4-1, who beat the Warriors. The Pacers, also 4-1, who beat the Cavaliers. And Jeanine, who are still surviving? Who's still surviving?
So we have, as you guys know, or if you don't, basically how they determine who is going to move on to the next round is best out of 7. So the first basketball team to get to 4. So right now we have the Knicks. I thought they were going to go in 5, but Knicks and Celtics, which the series right now is 3-2. Knicks have won 3 games. Good. Celtics have won 2, right? Yeah. We just need one more, and I think we could do one more. And the Nuggets and Thunder, which are also 3-2. Now, Santina, we got to kind of talk about the elephant in the room that shocked not only Celtics Nation, the Boston fans, but also that shook the NBA fans. Jason Tatum.
Yes. Jason Tatum.
What happened?
He suffered. So this was the 3rd game between them?
Correct.
So at that point, the Knicks were 2-1, correct?
Correct.
Yes, they were 2-1. So during this game, Jason Tatum suffered an Achilles tendon rupture. Like, ouch. Though I feel like I'd rather break like an ankle.
Like just break
than like rupture my Achilles tendon. So this occurred in the last 3 minutes in game 4. And it was a non-contact injury, which is even more crazy because I mean, I guess it works in the Knicks' favor because there was no foul.
Like, oops. And like when it happened and they first when I saw him on the floor, I was like, what is going
just like
on?
a rolled ankle?
No, literally, I'm like, this just something like casual. Then he's gripping his leg. He's making that face that you're in pain. And it turns out this is like if the Josh Allen, God forbid, on the Bills was out for the rest of the season. Right. This is like if Lamar Jackson was out or like a really great player on your team was out. And so literally just seeing him collapse on the floor, as a New York fan, I'm like, this is good for us. But as just a sports fan, it's very sad to see. So I'm sure he's going to be out for the next year recovering and trying to get that back working before he touches the NBA floor. So we shall see. And the surgery, like you said, Santina, was successful and he is expected to recover. So fingers crossed for Jason Tatum.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the injury, all I was thinking was they have to take the shoe and the sock off. The sock you can kind of cut. I'd be like, can someone knock me out?
I'm like, just give me the laughing gas.
Hey, where's my melatonin? I need it.
I can't even imagine. Probably his adrenaline is just so high that it's just I can't even imagine. So prayers out
Yeah.
to Jason Tatum. We pray you get better.
Well, obviously, we're going to move on with the Knicks again. So, Jeanine, last night they played them for their fifth game.
Fifth game, yes.
Fifth game
I know
against the
sometimes it's hard to figure
Yeah.
out. I might have messed up. Sorry,
Is
with
this okay?
with another game number, but
Yes, they were in Boston. I like how they go back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
They were in Boston last night. Also, I did see Timothy Chalamet just sitting there with
me
glasses
too. I was
on.
like, "Hey, so you traveled,
But Jeanine, walk us through, talk to us about
guys?"
Josh Hart.
Like, okay, so I thought I'm like Knicks in 5, right? We're gonna win in 5 games. I was so confident that I probably could put money on this game. I'm like, oh, the Knicks are gonna win. Like, you don't have Jason Tatum,
Right.
Like, we're gonna win. Then, the first quarter, we're pretty much matching their energy. They score 1, we score 2. Like, we're just boom, boom, boom. We were barely even playing basketball. It was like playing in the backyard. Mm-hmm. Then Josh Hart gets elbowed in the eye accidentally by a Celtics player. All of a sudden, I look at the screen. I see Josh Hart. Sorry, so this is gross. Gushing blood, like dark blood on his face, on his jersey, onto the floor. And I guess just the elbow of that Celtics player just hit him right like in a certain position that just cut his eye. He was bleeding. I'm like, oh, are we about to lose Josh Hart? Oh my God, I can't. This is like a curse of the game. Everyone's getting hurt. He was okay. They cleaned it up. They bandaged it. Now in the NBA, I believe if you hit somebody like on purpose like that and that happens, you're automatically ejected from the game. But because it was an accident, that player got to stay in. So that happened, right? Then we were even, right? We were tied by halftime. Then all of a sudden we start getting sloppy. We're not making like the baskets.
Right.
Mitch Robinson on the team, who is known for just kind of being like this like big guy. He can't make a free throw. I feel like a free throw to save his life. Was making all these like free throws. I'm like, this is good news.
Wasn't he like 6 for 6?
Yes, and I was like, he's usually maybe like 1 for 6, 2 for 6. Look at this. And Santina, we were just getting sloppy. Like we started, okay, like they're trailing, like they're like ahead of us by 5, 10. Then it got to 20. I'm like, we were just playing sloppy.
But then you
It was
guys came from being down by 20 to being down by what, like 10?
something like I had the last 4 minutes. I was like, we're done. Now, when Jalen Brunson fouled out of the game because it's 6 fouls, right, Santina?
Yes. At first, I thought it was 5. I'm like, oh, he has 5.
too.
But I'm like, maybe that's just like not just maybe below the NBA.
Yeah, that's what I think because I thought it was 5 too. But the fact that Jalen Brunson fouled out, and I thought that they were going to put him in like the last 5 minutes of the game because they had him sitting out. They brought him in, Coach Tibbs, right, that 4th quarter. So he fouled out. I knew we were done. So tomorrow, though, we play back in the Garden by the time this episode comes out.
Yes.
So fingers crossed
Friday
the
night
Knicks
game.
move on. I know Friday night, it's fun. And New York City's going to be crazy because, Friday night, people don't have to go to work the next day.
What, do you just need one more?
We just need one
You
more.
literally, what? Maybe they're like, let's give him this one. But I feel like the Celtics were like, okay, you take our best player. Who it was his fault hurting his Achilles.
I think it was literally accidental. I think he tripped on his own feet.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's a lot of, it's just, I feel like this series is almost cursed. Like, we got Josh Hart bleeding. You got Jason Tatum rupturing his knee. It's just too much. We're ready to be done with Boston and move on to the Pacers. So, Santina, TBD.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
It's coming up fast, though.
It's a little too fast, a little too scary. But to look forward to next year, Santina, the NBA lottery draft.
Yes, the NBA lottery draft is coming up. Now, how this works is the lottery uses a machine with 14 numbered ping pong balls. Now, with each team assigned a certain number of balls based on their regular season record. Now, only the teams who did not make the playoffs get to participate, which, fair.
That's fair.
It's almost like the NFL draft. The teams who excelled throughout the season choose last. But the teams who didn't are first,
Well, then with the lottery, it's a little bit different in that case because the ping pong balls, they're randomly selected and that combination determines the first 4 picks in the draft.
I just like how the teams who didn't make the playoffs can be
See, I like that, but do you think it's so in the NFL it's like that your record for that year determines your order, but with this one for the NBA, you could literally had the worst record and you get like 14. Yeah. So do you think that's fair? Do you think they should do it how the NFL does it, or do you think the lottery system determines, like, if your ping pong ball gets chosen, what do you think? Do you think that's fair?
I think it is fair because there's no room for accusations, if that makes sense. Like, oh my gosh, someone cheated the system and they get to go first because it's all just random.
Okay, so you like the NBA system rather than based on just record.
I know it's like, okay, you have to, like, you should have the best record out of the whole league, but I also do like that it's random because it gives everyone the chance to, get a good spot.
I feel like for me, I'm like, if the 14th best gets first pick and our team was the worst that year, I'd be like, oh. Because what happened with the Mavericks, they were selected to pick first, but they only had like 1.8% chance of getting that spot. So I think it's kind of funny how it's like determined by a ping pong ball. It's like,
I think it just makes it fun.
I think it's very interesting to me how they do it, but I guess,
Are we playing bingo?
Bingo. B5, B5,
B37.
So I just think it's kind of cute with the ping pong balls and funny how that it determines. So yeah, Mavs get to go first. Great job, I guess.
I guess so. Yep. And then so now moving on to the NFL. The NFL schedule has been released.
Hey!
And it's pretty exciting because I feel like last year we were like, when is basketball going to end?
Yes. Like, it's getting to July, August.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I'm excited for football to start because I really hope my team, the Jaguars, really do well and go to the Super Bowl. Maybe I need to buy more merchandise.
It's just an excuse for us to get more merch. We need.
Yeah. We work for it.
Right. And
they want to sponsor us. They actually
They're like, we need to get out of the jungle with the girls. Well,
said.
me and Santina saw that the NFL just released black and pink jerseys. Way to copy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Way to literally copy us. But we're going to get one.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure one of us said like an idea of an outfit and we said, okay, if anybody tries to steal that, we're going to sue.
Remember,
Someone find the footage.
We were in the footage. Well, we were in the boardroom, remember, for the NFL, and then they were making.
Because first they did the thing with what's the one team where his son played a prank? They talked about that first. Oh my god,
was it the Falcons?
What was his name?
I think it was the Falcons. I don't remember.
Remember they discussed that first,
right?
And then they went on to us.
Right. We're like pink and black hoodies, and they made it happen.
They did tell us we had to wrap it up a little bit because we were going on like 3 hours.
We had a 30 slideshow presentation.
There was music involved.
Yeah, all good things. Well, speaking of music, holidays, the NFL, right, when we get to see the schedule, what's also kind of cool, Santina, is we get to see what teams are going to play on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Mm-hmm. Who's playing on Thanksgiving, Santina? Talk to us. Who we're going to see while we're eating turkey, stuffing.
So while we're gobbling up the food,
right,
we have the Lions versus the Packers, Cowboys versus the Chiefs, and Bengals versus the Ravens.
That is going to be an amazing game. Yep. Divisional rivalry playing on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be in front of the TV with my apple pie.
Yep. Now, Joe, my brother, if you're listening, I am curious because obviously he's a diehard Cowboys fan. Cowboys for life, whatever. Right. But every year when the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, he's like, Pat Mahomes is my quarterback. This is my team. Like, he always just jokes around because he doesn't want, like, it's always, like, the Eagles. He never wants the Eagles to win. So he's like, guys, like, Patrick Mahomes is my guy. But now I'm like, so now they're playing each other.
Wait, but then why doesn't he pick, like, maybe, like, the Bills?
Like, jokingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his backup.
Yeah. But now I'm like, but who are you going to choose now?
But who's your backup?
Will Greer?
Will Greer. We still need a jersey. And if they're like,
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly don't know what he looks like.
Average football player, brown hair. And I'm sorry, if his jersey is like we love you, Will Greer. If his jersey is like $130, I'm like, that's not fair.
I like Jeanine. We'll split it. You wear
it. We'll make it a scarf. We'll make it a vest.
Donna Kelsey.
So she has the split jerseys. I need that one for Josh Allen because he's my quarterback, and then one for Joe Burrow.
Yes.
I should have that. And get a pink.
Well, if you think about it, we buy it Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas gift.
And speaking of Christmas.
Jeanine, who's playing on Christmas?
So we also have Christmas games happening, which is like, it's kind of cool because you get 2 presents in one day. You get presents for your family, and then you also get the gift of football. So we have Cowboys and Commanders, Lions and Vikings, and Broncos and Chiefs. So we got the Chiefs playing both Christmas and Thanksgiving, and then we also have the Lions also playing on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Cowboys Thanksgiving, and Christmas, which I think it's the Cowboys and the Lions always play on a holiday.
I think so, yeah.
One of those, which, I mean, it's kind of cool. You know, you get to be with your family, but you also get the love of football. And speaking of, who doesn't love football, Santina?
I love football.
And speaking of loving, Santina, it is time already for this week's Cutie of the Week. Cutie of the Week. Santina, would you like to explain to our lovely audience members, maybe, who are tuning in for the first time on Girls Gone Sports, what is Cutie of the Week?
Yeah, so recently, Jeanine and I started this where we kind of just choose that one athlete who just really stands out and we think is so deserving of being our Cutie of the Week, who just deserves that extra recognition this week. So Jeanine, who is your Cutie of the Week?
Well, okay, my Cutie of the Week, I've been pondering back and forth. I'm like, I have some ideas. You know, Joe Burrow did post a picture of himself on Instagram, so I got to lock it in. Right. My Cutie of the Week is going to be Josh Hart. Because, you know, he got elbowed in the face. He's bleeding, but like a true prince, he got back up, he got a Band-Aid, and he kept on playing. So he is my Cutie of the Week. Santina, who is your Cutie of the Week?
Okay, my Cutie of the Week. Now, I don't want anyone to think differently of me because I know I love New York if I don't like the Rockets. But I feel bad for Jason Tatum, so that's my Cutie of the Week.
You know what?
Jason Tatum.
Well deserved. We're sending him love. It's never easy, especially when you're a star of the team. You might feel like he probably feels like he's letting down his team, but you are not. If you are listening in your hospital bed, you're not.
No, like you're recovering, you're fine. I just feel like, you know, he was probably so excited. He's like, okay, we're in the playoffs here, and then he gets hurt. I would be so mad.
It's very unfortunate, but we're wishing him the best of luck.
Right, but obviously now that my Rockets aren't in it, I'm on the side of the Knicks because
thank you, Santina. And speaking of sports teams, we need to go to a football game this year together.
Yeah.
Maybe we go to Ohio and go to the Bengals.
Us in Ohio.
We could fly. We could drive. Well, it's maybe preseason. Let's take a look at the schedule. Maybe we could find a game and definitely go. It's just an experience.
Yeah, who wear like a pink hoodie?
Let's do it. Well, if it's preseason, it's gonna be summer, so we'll be sweating.
Pink t-shirt.
So then sweatpants.
So a parka.
A parka. Glad. Trying to sweat off a few pounds, you know. Anyway, well, if you have enjoyed this week's episode of Girls Gone Sports, make sure you are following us along. Santina, what? We're on Instagram.
Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
We're literally everywhere. We're everywhere and anywhere that you look for us. And if you are here on YouTube, make sure you're liking the video. You're hitting subscribe, and you are hitting that notification bell so you never, ever miss an episode of Girls Gone Sports. Because, Santina, why would you want to?
There's no reason.
There's no reason when there's so much juicy information. We talk about injuries. We talk about teams.
Cutie of the
Week. You literally don't want to miss. So make sure you are staying tuned. So we will see you next week for episode 53 of Girls Gone Sports Podcast.
Girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have